Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kaliwango Marvin. I'm working with Mr. Majega Jackson and Dr. Muhammad Golam Rabiralam from Black University, Dhaka, Bangladesh. We are presenting a paper about a machine learning approach for employee retention prediction. To begin with, we all know that companies today are all making strategic investments based on intelligent decisions. And it's only those companies that can actually adopt quickly and effectively that are thriving today. Now, what most of the companies today have chosen to do is that they have chosen to invest a lot of money and into their employees when it comes to scaling, upskilling, compliance training, and lifelong learning. That's why you see that different courses are booming actually when it comes to some platforms like LinkedIn. Companies are encouraging their employees to go on for further training in different aspects of the business. Others actually have taken the initiative to do the training on site. Now, the sequence is changing, whereby today most of the companies, what they actually do is that they go fish for employees, they do take them a given training, and then they hire the best from those ones. Some have based on different features, but the only problem is that despite the massive investment in employee training, employees decide to leave the companies and turn down the job offers after the training. And this is really extremely annoying, it's extremely disappointing, and it's heartbreaking. Reason being, the companies dedicate the time, they dedicate the resources, they invest in a lot of money and time for the trainers and the recruiters who actually take the initiative to skill these people. But after you're done training, the employees just decide to drop the job, or they take away, or they just run away. And since employees just are running away, companies are trying to figure out a better solution. How can we be able to get this on board? How can we be able to bring them back on board? Although this is quite expensive. Now that's why we got motivated to think of something, asking ourselves a question. What if it was possible for us to predict that a given employee or a target candidate is going to accept the job offer after the training? In this case, we are trying to take advantage of using artificial intelligence when it comes to intelligent recruitment, such that the companies can strategically invest whereby no employee, they can be able to reduce at least the number of employees who are going to leave the jobs after the training. In this case, companies also able to strategize and offer better deals with these target employees based on the features that actually influence their decisions. For example, if you know that based on the city index, a given employee prefers to work in the city as compared to a village, then the company can go on to deploy this newly recruit or newly trained employee in a city branch as compared to the remote areas. And this is where that is what we are mainly focusing on. We're also trying to focus on testing different machine learning models that can be integrated into different human resource predictive applications that can be able to enhance the company's decision making for the recruiters. And also we're trying to evaluate the performance of these training machine learning models, such that a given company can choose the best model that can be able to integrate into their HR recruitment platform or framework based on the performance. And now a lot of work has been done, although most of it actually focuses on monitoring the employees, on monitoring the customers and their behaviors. The employees have been looked, and the work that has been done to look at the employees is mainly focused on the employees who have already been recruited. Now, the idea is we are trying to strategize on investing in recruitment based on the employee based on the employee's probability that the employee is going to accept a job, which means that when it comes to the target, most of the research is actually missing a target. So that's where we are focusing our research. The solution we have is predictive decision making. We are trying to use machine learning techniques and analysis of machine learning classification algorithms for retention and predictive decision making amongst the target employee candidates. And the features that are affecting these are their employee decisions. And in this case, we are proposing use of machine learning applications, which are typically limited to objective prediction. of decision target candidate decisions based on a given features of the target employees. We're also focusing on using of machine learning classification of potential features that are affecting the target candidate decision. That's why we can be able to take advantage of those features, and we make sure we offer better deals to our employees. Now, all these ones are based on a probabilistic approach of predicting the target candidate decision. Now, we obtained our data set from Kaggle and has those features that you can see: the city index, gender, relevant experience, the university ID, education level, major discipline, the experience that the employee has, and all the other different other features. Now, our data set, of course, was extremely imbalanced. That's why in this case, we had to figure out the best way of figuring out how we can be able to get good quality results, which are not so much skewed towards the majority class sample. So in this case, we used a synthetic minority oversampling technique, an adaptive synthetic sampling approach to independently handle the imbalanced data sets. Then these two strategies of handling the imbalances were used parallel. Like we use different machine classifications based on both strategies of handling data imbalances, such that we can be able to choose the most optimal approach that could actually work with the best classifier. And in this case, we of course we did data cleaning, and to begin with, we can be able to see that based on the heat map, the heat map, you see there illustrates that the correlation amongst all the variables as the gray fields are representing no correlation, while the relativity test of the red and blue colors represents an increase in correlation, and it also, the red reveals a positive or direct correlation, while the blue reveals a negative correlation. Now, for this, what we did, we focused so much on first understanding what are the features with the highest positive correlation and the highest negative correlation. Then you try to make sure that we do limit or choose our correlation above 0.01 and below 0.0. Below negative 0.01, we can be able to focus on the features that significantly affect the decision making of the candidates. So after we had eliminated away the features that were not that significant, this is what we used. This is the data set that we used for our training data set. So we performed the classification using different machine learning models, and then the different classifiers that we used, we obtained the classical results as the classical metrics you can be able to see, reflecting the 3 positives and 2 negatives. Likewise, we plotted a row curve for each and every feature, for each and every classifier that we use, so you can be able to choose the best. And based on our results, of course, the Random Forest Classifier and the Extra-Tree Classifier turned out to be the best, and these are the most recommended when it comes to this aspect of machine learning. And the other features like the K-means, algorithm, the logistic regression, Gaussian F Bayes, and the others like gradient boosting and XGB classifier and LGB classifier also showed some good results, but the Random Forest Classifier and Extra-Tree Classifier showed the best results. We also went on to assess the different permutation hypotheses of the different features that actually affect the candidate decision, and turned out that the city development index, the company size, and the company type greatly influence the target candidate decision. And also, surprisingly, the relevant experience and the major discipline were not that important. That means that these results can be expanded and can be influenced like for all other forms of recruiting companies, whether in the medical field or in the technological field, etc. So in this work, we predicted the probability of a target candidate accepting retention after training. We also interpreted the different machine learning models to illustrate the features that affect the candidate decisions. Now, our work can be improved by conducting an explicit survey in order to be able to obtain more features that influence the target candidate decision. Also, if we could do a study of the benefit, opportunity, cost, and the risk, then we could also be able to increase the accuracy of the different predictive machine learning models. Yeah, we are calling for further research and more focus onto using this kind of technology to actually influence or to kind of guide on when it comes to company recruitment and company investments when it comes to the upskilling or training their employees. Furthermore, also calling for more organizations and recruitment companies to open up their data so that researchers can be able to use this data to develop better AI solutions to employee retention. I thank you so much for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.